Hype.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Kill Monday live stream with a special guest today. We are in the middle of the night here in Sweden. It's a little bit cold, but yes, we're here and we made it. So I hope that you're having a good day today. And we're going to be talking with a very special friend. We're very honored to have him here. He's the founder and creative director of Hazelight and creator of the games Brothers, A Way Out, and It Takes Two. Josef Fares! Woohoo!
Hello. How are you, everybody?
Hello,
Me.
Josef. How
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
a
doing?
little bit, vad säger man, little sick.
A little cold?
Cold, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just put my daughter to bed, so I'm ready to, whatever happens here and whatever questions that pops up.
Yes, we're gonna get a little bit nerdy here.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I'm a nerd, so it fits perfect.
Nice. So, how's the sound, Isaac? Is it working good? Yes, please.
Take it a check.
So, how are you doing, Josef?
I'm good. It's these days when it has become very, very cold now. And
Yes.
you never get used to it, the cold, dark times. but and I'm a bit sick, when I have two small kids and they bring with them home all kind of viruses. So
Yes. Are they going to the preschool, right?
yeah. One of them at least are, but she's bringing home so much shit, It's weird. Like, before I got sick maybe once a year. Now I'm sick once a month.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
Yeah. It's like there's always like a running like breath or whatever.
But you get stronger at the end, right?
Yeah, I guess
every time.
that's what they say, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
get so much immunity from everything.
Yes. So that's nice to hear. But let's go to the next part of this. So I'm going to explain a little bit how this goes. We're going to get some questions from our fans online here on the chat, and also we're going to just go through a little bit of how you work, and we're very, very curious about that part. So yes, let's start. What's your perfect breakfast, Josef?
Well, my perfect breakfast is actually something that it is quite common in Lebanon. It's called food, actually, and it's more almost like a warm breakfast. It's like a kind of a beans with like some kind of almost like food, and you eat it like on you have like a lot of pickles on the side and everything. It's very Lebanese, but they don't have it here. Actually, they have it here somewhere. It's called food. I love it.
Yeah. Do you used to make it yourself at home? Or?
Yeah, I do. But when my sister, she does it way better. I'm not that good at it. So it's one of my best breakfasts.
Nice. I really love like warm breakfast as well, like with beans and eggs, yums. But I don't know. Do you have like other ingredients in that breakfast other than beans?
I mean, I'm the kind of guy that, like if someone had makes a stew the night before, I eat it for breakfast the day after. I don't see any reason. I actually don't see any argument why you have to eat bread and stuff in the morning.
No, of course not.
Why can't you eat normal food? It's super weird for me. But I know a lot of people think it's very weird because they need to eat like something very special in the morning. But I don't know why. Why not eat like whatever you love,
Yeah.
So,
Totally get that. So let's go to another question from one of the fans here, Diana. What's the best part about your job?
The best part is hanging out with people. The best part, but also when you feel the magic happens, when you feel that when the team comes together and we put together something that we believe in, and all of a sudden you see like how it slowly becomes something that you experience. That is an absolutely magical experience. I mean, that's the same thing even till today when I just start a game that I haven't worked on or that we haven't done. It's still like just when you control the character and you move around this world, it just feels so magical.
Yeah.
So I would say working with it is like when you start to like get to the moment. And often it happens like later in the polish when you feel like, oh shit, we're really getting this, and you get excited about it. I would say
Yeah.
that's the best part. But we also
Yeah.
have a lot of fun, at least at Hazelight. There's a lot of like a laughing and, you know, I mean, playing around and testing. It's a very creative, free place to be at Hazelight.
Yeah. I guess it wakes up something in us, right? That to be this, you know, like bubbling around and just switching ideas and, you know, like,
Yeah. I
totally
mean,
get that.
yeah, it's I mean, at Hazelight, it's extremely important to have it open like that, so everybody like comes up with ideas and have like it's a very, very, like I often say to the people, like, you come here to fuck shit up and lose all your brain cells. That's what people do there. So so it's definitely important to have fun at work. Otherwise, what's the point of working?
Yes, exactly. It has to be
Yeah.
fun. We create the best when we just
Yeah,
let
yeah,
it out,
for sure,
everything,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard work also. It can't always be fun. You know, sometimes it is hard work. It's part of the game as well. You know, it's sometimes you have to like put in the extra gear, you know,
Yeah.
but that could also be fun in a sense. It depends what kind of like a phase you are at.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like the meaning behind everything, every step. It's kind of important, you know, like if you really enjoy something that you're doing, every step kind of becomes meaningful.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's yeah, for sure. Like when that's yeah, it's very individual how you look at stress and stuff, you know, because
Yeah.
for me, I can work a lot because I think I love it so much. It's so fun. It doesn't affect me in a bad way.
Yeah.
At least haven't now. But of course, there's a limit for everything, you know. So
Yeah, exactly. We need
can't
to
go
find
on.
the balance.
Yeah, can't go on for too hard. I want to spend time with my family also.
Yeah.
I work quite normal these days. When during a way out, it wasn't normal. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it takes two. It got better.
What is the difference there? If you could put it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
simple words.
A way out was nuts. Hazelight was young. We were immature. We had no money. We had no money, so I had to like, you know, work at the office and then go on the evenings and weekends and get the money that we didn't have, and like it was super stressful. So I had like I mean, I literally had to, you know, work on the side to get cash for, you know, to pay salary for the people. So it was a very, very tough period, you know. So I had to work like, but at that time I didn't have kids or anything, so I could like be in the office until 12 noon. I can't do it.
Yeah, it changed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
With
I'm
kids.
lucky for that. One game is okay like that, but I can't go on like this. Now it's normal times. I work like
normal. What you mean with normal?
no, but it's actually like 8 hours a day, like 40 hours. Yeah, it's super normal. Yeah, sometimes even less. Sometimes 7 hours a day.
Yes. How it feels like doing that now?
It's good because I love to be with my children. You know?
Yeah.
So I get everything I love, my job and my family. You
That's
know.
so nice to hear. Like
Yeah.
you
But
really
you know,
reach that balance.
something that I miss a little bit now when my kids are very, very small, because one of them are 2 and the other are 6, 7 months, is that I don't get as much time to game, and I miss that. I want to game more. So hopefully, like my goal obviously is to make my little girls hardcore gamers. So I'm trying with my 2 years old to get her to play even more, you know. So, but hopefully I will get more time because I want to play, because I love it, but also because I need to know what's going on. So I try to play every game out there.
Yeah, exactly. Are you looking up for some games right now? Like you want to play a specific?
Yeah. I'm playing. Right now. I'm playing Plague's Tale. I started Somerville. I'm gonna start God of War. I'm gonna. Yeah. I play pretty much every that game that comes out. I don't finish everyone, but I try to finish them at least to get an idea.
Yeah, cool.
But not if they're too long, you know, like that.
Yeah,
like,
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have another question here, Joseph. From Laura Hero. What's it's like being a creative director? What's your job?
Yeah, I think it's every studio is very different. At Hazelight, it's almost like making sure that the team are fucking shit up. I say this a lot, but it's like, so you can say, make sure that we are on the right track of making a game that really sticks out and feel different and fresh and pops out, and make it into experience that really feels totally unique for the players.
Yeah.
But most of all, I say my job is to wake up the creative monster in people. I think I'm very good at that. I make people really trust their creative, the creative force they have in them, because people are way more creative than you think. And I think I'm very good at waking up that monster, and I think people sometimes get surprised how much talent they have. People are way more talented than they think, because often they are stopped by their ideas in their head, but I make them believe so much in themselves. So they surprise me every day, my team. It's crazy. But it takes a while. Every time someone comes new to Hazelight, it takes like 4 to 6 months until really they get fucked up, and then they totally
Yeah, you have to make them lose the fear, right? And that's a process. Yeah, and get to know them how to reach that. Everybody's so different, right? Yeah, that's so cute.
Well, what are good for us here at Hazelight, that we are working. It's quite big budget. We work with EA, blah blah blah, but nobody tells us what we do. We decide everything we do. So I mean, I think we work as an indie developer, but we're not indie. But we are very close to indie. Nobody interferes or says do this, do that, or do this. We do exactly what we want,
Yeah,
but we do get all the benefits that a AAA get. Obviously, we get the publishing and now after It Takes Two, we get a lot of attention, whatever we do, which I'm very thankful for, obviously, because you always want people to see and recognize your game and see what you're doing. It's always a bit sad when I see people I know and stuff that made game that nobody really cares about, because I know the amount of effort you put in, and then all of a sudden nobody cares. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. The pain of the game dev, but also it's amazing.
To be honest with you, it's sometimes it's more amazing than pain. At least that's my experience.
Yeah. Always when we are having like this a little stressful moments, I always try to remind the team, remember, we are doing games, and that's
exactly.
it. It's like it's not the end of the world, but we need to be more free and allow us.
The gaming industry is, I think, also is becoming more and more mature. So people are treating it more and more like better today. I mean, with overtime and shit and all that, I don't think it's as common, at least not in the big studios, not as common as before, because people react faster today.
Yeah, exactly. So we have another question here from Luminade. Josef, what is the hardest part of producing the game, like programming or art or something?
Well, I'm not the programming guy, so let me say that. I still say, in our games, the hardest part from a developer perspective, we have so much different stuff going on in the game. We have unique mechanics and unique levels and art and everything. There's so much variation. And to do all that and put it all together, test everything, make sure everything is polished, and just takes huge amount of time. And it can be scary as well, because let's say the latest game we have done, It Takes Two. I mean, you see there's so much variety in that game, which is crazy. But we knew that we had to take it's easy to put together a quick prototype of something, but to take it to the next step where it really feels polished, that takes a lot of time. So we need to really be careful what mechanics we choose, because we can't just put in mechanic for the sake of it. We also need the time to polish everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, if we don't do it, it's funny, because when It Takes Two came out, there was another game called Balan Wonderworld, I think, and they had it was actually a platform. It came out the same date, pretty much.
Oh, really?
And they had a huge amount of mechanics, but none of them were polished. That was the worst case scenario. So I think that. So it's kind of for us, it's a bit scary, because we love to change the mechanics so much. I think it's so important. That's something that I've been like working with since Brothers, pretty much 2011. So
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
say that's the hardest, one of the hardest things, you know.
Yeah. But when you come to this different mechanics, is something that you think about connected to the story, or how do you
Yes,
usually work? Yes.
it depends. Yeah, for It Takes Two, it was very connected to the story. We try to do it as much as possible. So we have a saying that whatever happens in the story will be reflected in the gameplay. So whatever you meet and see you're playing, we're trying to make it connect as much as possible.
Yeah.
Also for pacing wise, to make the game feeling fresh and interesting. Because we were making a narrative game, we wanted to be a flow of the game all the time, not too hard, not to like
Yeah.
not to get stuck in any puzzles or challenges, just keep the flow there. And also I
Yes.
think it's important for a narrative game to have mechanics that feels fresh, and so you don't end up, you know, in mechanics where you felt you've already done it and you're just chasing the next cutscene to get the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's why also we try to work a lot that, you know, to give you a fresh thing that so you always like have an interest on what's going to happen next, both gameplay wise and story wise.
Yeah. And what's the idea of doing these games mostly co-op? Because
Well,
all of the game you've done is like with co-op. Is something there?
well, to be honest, in a sense, when I started in the industry, Brothers, it is a co-op, but for a single player. It's very important that you play it alone. It's a co-op, but for your two hands, you know. So, but it's just that, you know. But then when I did The Way Out, I remember the inspiration came from actually that I wanted to play a game like that myself.
Yeah.
That's most of like the stuff we do. It's like, what do we want? What is it's not that we do any market search, what is needed, what is not. And I remember
Yeah.
during A Way Out, the co-op only, because A Way Out was written, directed, and designed for co-op from the beginning. So it's not your single player that goes, you know, that has a co-op campaign. It's actually done as that. And
Yeah.
a lot of people were obviously very skeptical. You can't do, you know, a game like that, and who knows, there's no market. But I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
That obviously, there's definitely people who want to play these games because they're doing extremely well. So
Exactly.
and then it became our thing. We became better and that, and now we're like crafted. We've become a co-op masters, and to be honest, there's so much to be explored there in the
Yeah.
co-op that we haven't. So and also it's very interesting to like, you know, tell a story in co-op, because you have two characters and two people, and people love experiencing stories together as well. So it fits very well, actually.
Yeah. It is
But with that
something
said, doesn't
special.
mean that we will not maybe only do co-op. We will definitely go do co-op, but it doesn't mean that every game is co-op. But it will definitely be part of our like a DNA, or what you can say.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. It's
Mhm.
very interesting. And you were making movies before, right? When you moved to Sweden.
Yes, yes,
What?
yes. I was,
How was that change from making movies? Because you were quite successful there as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, for people know, I'm a bit sick, so that's why I'm, I'm feeling like this all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I started making movies. I mean, very short movies when I was 15, and I think I was 21 or something when I started professionally. 22 was my first
22.
film. It's called,
Sasha baby.
exactly. It's called Yalla Yalla, and it was
Yes.
released in not only in Sweden, actually maybe 30, 35 countries around the world. It gave me a
Wow.
huge hit. Yeah, yeah, it was super hit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's actually a cult movie here in Sweden now. So, but I was so young, I was 22. Then I did like maybe four, five, I think 5 features in total. Very
Yes.
successful movies, and it was a lot of fun. But I've always had the passion for making games. But
Yeah.
I never expected to be making my own, especially not, I mean, today, you know, I mean, it's crazy. I couldn't even dream of this, being in a
Yeah.
position, having my own studio, winning game of the year. I mean, there's so much weird stuff that I never even expected. So,
Yes. Sounds
but
cool.
yeah, it's crazy. But going from movie, with that said, I'm not gonna stop making movies. I think I will make a movie in the future sometime soon. So
Maybe some of the games into movies.
who knows? Who knows? But
Who
I
knows?
will make movies. But they're
Yeah.
very different. Making movie and a game are very different. Obviously, movies are a passive medium and game are interactive. So
Yeah. Yeah. I really love your movies as well. You were like,
Thank you.
I was like a fangirl when I moved to Sweden because I came
Oh,
here when I was 17 and I wanted to make movies as well. So you were
oh,
like,
nice.
you were like one of those, oh, he's not Swedish and he makes it, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
nice.
yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
inspiration from there. So I'm a bit, you know,
No, thank
starstruck
you.
of talking
Thank
to you right now. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
So Josef, when you kind of are creating your games, do you take like personal moments into the stories, or
I
how do
think, to be honest, I think everybody does
you,
in a
yeah.
sense. I mean, if you're not making a, I don't know, like a, I think you always use some part of yourself when you tell a story. But yes, in all our games, there's always, sometimes it's very clear references and inspiration, and sometimes it's like a, just like a omedvetet. I don't know how you say it.
Under, yeah, like
Yeah,
an
like,
indirect
like it just
idea,
happens. So,
yeah,
but for sure, I would say like I mean, Brothers, my first game. I have a big brother, and the game is about a young and a big brother.
yeah,
A Way Out. I mean, there's definitely a connection there. My brother actually is one of the characters there, you know,
yes,
and
right,
it takes two. There's obviously like a, you know, I mean, I've had relationships, so there's been inspiration from that as well, like how they
yeah,
talk and how they speak to each other. I mean, so I mean, yes, there's definitely inspirations, but it's nothing that I've done that is like specifically, oh, this is about my life. I mean, I did a
yeah,
movie about my life, but I haven't done a game like that. Who knows? Maybe in the future.
yeah, that would
It's
be
always good to
interesting.
use from yourself. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like something you really understand or
Mhm.
are into while doing the project as well, like learning so much more about one yourself.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
It's
sure.
very interesting. So we have another question from Mute. How do you deal with difficult times in your life?
What kind of difficult times? I don't understand. Depending, is it, are we difficult?
Emotional, maybe? Like,
Emotional? Okay, well, the best thing is for me is oh, depends what kind of, like, being, surround yourself with the good people.
yeah,
Make sure to have good people around you that you trust and love. And if you don't have so many of them, make sure to surround you from with nature, you know,
yeah,
and make sure to breathe. That's the, I think, you know, they, I say often that's, it's a true superpower to learn to breathe, but it takes actually a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to learn how to breathe again, but people would be surprised how what a power there is in it. So
do you meditate?
yeah, I do meditate, but I most of the time do breathing exercises, which is insanely powerful.
Yes,
So I
totally
recommend
hear you.
everybody to do it and keep doing it and remembering how to breathe and stuff. And that's how it is. But if the person is asking about difficult times through development, maybe that's the
That,
question.
yes, that
Uh,
as well.
that then I would say, like, what type of difficult times? If you feel the game is not going the way you are, then you maybe you need to stop and look at it. What can you do? What can you cut? What can you change? It's
Yeah,
very, you know, it's a very open question, but it's very depending on what kind of challenges you have. But there's always a solution to every problem, obviously.
yeah.
Almost
We
a solution to every problem.
Yeah, it is like,
Mm.
and you, about that breathing that you said, I think that brings us always, you know, to a more balanced
Mhm.
self.
For
It
sure.
quiets our mind so much.
Yeah.
Joseph is very sick.
Yeah.
No, you want some soup, Joseph?
Yeah. Please send
Yeah,
over time.
and lots of hugs.
Yes. Thank you.
We have a question from Nadia. What's the
Mm.
biggest difference in directing a movie and producing a game?
Oof. Directing a movie is very much easier. It's like, you know, I often sometimes say when I want to go on a vacation, I'm going to go direct a movie. But, you know, there is a reason for it. It's very simple. Movies are a passive experience, which means once you have it, it's stuck.
Yeah.
while game is interactive. You can have it and then it gets destroyed, you know what I mean? So you have to keep doing it, keep doing it. And also movies has been going on over 100 years. We know way more how to tell the story, how to shoot it, how to produce it, what it's going to cost. We can calculate the risk a bit more. We can like predict stuff more in movies. But in games, I mean, sure, games been going on for, I'm not, depend how you count, but I mean, 40, 50 years, but it's still very early. And there is still like a lot of stuff we don't know in gaming.
Yeah.
Most of developers, most of them, when they start, they want to make something new, come up with a new mechanic and stuff. I mean, take us, for example, when doing co-op only, we couldn't really compare to us to any other games. I mean, sure, you have games that have done co-op, but they normally go like single player, then they add on the co-op campaign. So not
Yes.
nobody has done only co-op. So it's a lot of uncharted grounds, you know, and that is very risky.
Yeah, it
So
is.
and also the interactivity makes it way harder. How do you do this? How do you control this? And then you have to have people trying it out and blah blah blah. So it's very much difficult to make a game, I would say, and from all aspects. Than a movie.
Yeah. How do you kind of prepare for the budget? Sometimes games can go, like,
Yeah.
wow,
Well, we
take so
have
much
done
time.
now. Yeah, it's very hard. I mean, we have done. This is we're doing. I mean, Hazelight started 2014. This is our third game we're working on now. So obviously
Mm.
we're gaining experience. We've been going on for 8 years now, so we learn for every game something new. Uh, and I've been going on now. Even before Hazelight did another game called Brothers, and we have found. You could say that we have actually borrowed the way I work in movies also from a production perspective that we
Right.
work in games. And we have like you could say that we have like put together a system that works really nice for us, where we can get an idea both on how to produce the game and how to put it together, so we can get the okay picture of like what it will
Yeah.
cost. Obviously sometimes it's hard, but we're getting closer and closer on how we calculate those stuff. So
Yeah, I guess it has to do a lot also getting to know the team, how we
yeah.
work, how fast we are, how slow we are in certain parts,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
what are we better at, and like that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
totally. Yeah. So what would you say your formula to create games are then?
Like
You have a recipe you can send me over?
yeah, it's not rapid. I think just make sure to find the creative flow in the team, and just keep pushing and believing in what you do and let it go. Don't get too stuck on what you think people want to play. Make sure
Mm,
that to make sure that people loves what you do. Don't make a game that everybody will love you for, or love, make sure that they love your game, not make sure that you make the game that they will love, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
There's
yeah, exactly.
I think it's very important to trust the vision and follow it,
Yes. That's so cute, Joseph. So
Well, thank
cute.
yeah.
You have any hobbies, Joseph, that we don't know of?
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, my hobbies are my video games. I remember I got this question a lot when I was in movies, and it was video games. It
Yeah.
is my hobby. I mean, this is my number one hobby. That's what I like. It's like when I come home, I know a lot of developers, which I don't understand, that they're like, because they work in gaming, they don't want to game during their spare time. I'm like, fuck no, that's what only I want to play games. I love playing games. So it's definitely my number one hobby. Uh, I, I I
So,
wish I had other hobbies, but I really don't. I mean, I like to work out, stuff like that, but it's not really a hobby. That's something I do,
your health.
yeah, I like to hang
Yeah.
out with my kids, but actually one of my goals is also to start having other hobbies. I just played a little bit of tennis and other stuff, I
Yeah.
mean, stuff like that. But I
That's
don't have
nice.
any actual hobby like that,
Yeah.
except video games.
And do you have like a video game you have played like several times?
I mean, I'm not so much of a replayable guys. No,
Okay.
I don't replay so much, but I just love when a new game come out and I just put it on and it comes out on the TV and I just start to play
Yeah.
it. again, like there's not so much time today when you have 2 kids, but they're so young. In a couple of years, hopefully go back to normal again, where I can play. I'm
You
gonna
can play
hang
with
out,
them as well.
yeah, and I hang out with my girl as well. So I mean, there's, but I still need to play. I can't be without games. I cannot. It's impossible.
You have like any games that had, you know, like inspired you a lot?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, it's some like I sometimes take up 3 games that I think. I mean, for me, Half-Life 2, Uncharted 2, and Mario Galaxy 2 combines a lot what type of game I like. It's really, they're really, all 3 of them are innovative in their own way. All 3 of them are masterpieces and amazing in their own way. So, but there's so many more great games. So that's just 3 of them. You know, I don't have like 1 or 2 or 3 favorite games, but they
It's typical, right? They all have like something fun.
yeah, they all have they are very different, but they all have something that have did. I mean, for me, Half-Life 2 changed the FPS, and Uncharted 2 changed the action adventure genre, and Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the greatest platformer ever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they all are great in their own way.
We have another question here from Herman Wong. Why do you like making cooperation games so much?
Well, it's because, again, like I wanted to, I don't think there's so much games out there that you play a story together, and I think people really want to play it, you know. And but that's what I want to play. That's how it all started, and then you realize there's so much to discover here from co-op only games, both on how to tell a story, but also mechanically. And people have to understand. A lot of people forget about this. They just think that we are a co-op game only, but people have to understand that Hazelight, we do it differently. You are unique characters with unique mechanics. It's rarely you have the same mechanic in every screen. Your normal co-op games there, which is not only co-op, you have the same thing happening on every screen. So we're actually designing them as co-op only, you know. So sometimes I feel a little bit that people are missing out what the Hazelight games are. They're not just a co-op game. They're really taking it to the next level. I mean, it's not just like your Gears of War where you're just shooting up and shooting down and that's it, you know. I mean, in our games, you have different stuff all the time, different mechanics, different characters, different, you know, story arcs. One is this and one is that, and like it's entirely something new. But that, and from that perspective, it's very interesting. And it's very challenging, obviously, but we have become better and better at it. We are becoming co-op masters now, and people really want to play it as well. I mean, we've seen that our fans is, I mean, I think it takes 2. It's crazy. I think we've sold 8 million units, 8 million units, and it's keep going strong.
That's so much. Congratulations.
It's madness. That is like that's bigger than some AAA titles, you know. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm
how do you cope with that? It's like
I don't know. I surprised myself. Like I'm like, what, 8 million? And you have to understand that at least 2 people play once. It's like 16 million players. It's like maybe, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's like almost maybe between 16 and 20 million players are playing the latest game, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have no clue. I never had in my head any clue that so many people will play the game. But I never like know how much and who will play the game. I just trust what we do, and then, you know, they find their audience. A Way Out has also been selling really well, like over, I think it's in 6 million units. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Brothers as well. Like I said, all the games I've done have been super like commercial. I don't. They were never. Then nobody ever expected them to be that commercial as well. But I mean, I think people feel the passion that we have in our games.
Yes, I think so too. It's like the warmth that these stories come with, and that like this. Like you said, you go into a flow with your games. It's not always the same. It's a journey. Yes. So Josef, what are your biggest fears?
Biggest fears?
Are you afraid of anything?
My biggest fear is something happening to my children.
No, of
That is
course.
my biggest fear. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Nothing else would scare me more, actually.
Yeah, I can
But
imagine.
from a developer perspective, I don't have any fear from that perspective. It's just fully focusing on making, the best game ever and then creating it. Of course, there are challenges sometimes, and sometimes some scenes doesn't work and some mechanics doesn't flow, and you have to take hard decisions and you have to change this and cut that.
Yeah.
But it's not a fear where I go like, oh shit, what are we doing? What is that? And oh, this is not gonna work. I mean, I think sometimes it's not gonna work, but then we try to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't feel no other than
Yes. And Josef, how does a normal day on your work, like an
how
everyday?
normal day is. Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
come into the office, walk around a little bit, joke around with the team a little bit, and then sit down. Normally, I start by looking at my email. I have a couple of email that I need to answer, blah blah, and then starts like a kind of like a meeting where I need to probably go feedback on something the team has done. It's mostly feedback for the team, obviously.
Yes.
And then I sit down and, like it could be sitting down with the writers, coming up what we're gonna do, blah blah blah, and then some more meetings, and then I sit and plan either to feedback something else that we need in this game, or when I have time over, I start to plan the next game, prepare for what we were gonna do next, and so on. It's pretty much
Yeah.
that. That's my day. It's pretty much
So a
sometimes
lot of
it's more.
feedback, right?
A lot of feedback, a lot of
Yeah.
feedback. That's pretty much what I do in general, like feedback this and that, and what
Yeah.
let's do this, and it's a lot of action.
Yeah, cool. So you said something about a new game. Do we have anything to share?
Yeah, you know how it is. It's always
I
early.
know.
Obviously, we are working on something new, but and
Yeah.
it's looking very very promising. But we are also early, so there's a lot left. But I think that people will be very excited once they get their hands on it. But we are so early, so there's really nothing to show or
Yeah.
talk about yet.
I need to learn about that. About
Yeah.
we have been very bad at keeping the things for ourselves, and then I need to go and excuse us, but we're not going to be ready.
Okay, okay. You have shown already stuff now,
Yes, and then
but
you
some
realize.
develop. Yeah, but some developers do that. But I don't think every
Yeah,
people understand how early games look like. And
exactly, exactly. I think
yeah,
it's a risk, a big risk to
yeah.
show something so
Also,
early.
especially what we do when we do narrative games and stuff,
Yeah.
it's even important to not show. I think.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay.
yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But sometimes it's good to show. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it feels like sometimes you're just too, like excited about it, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah, it can be like a huge
yeah,
mistake. So yeah,
yeah. It's gonna be fine.
yeah. So Joseph, if you got to say something to aspiring game developers, what would you say?
Well, I would say try to find what kind of game you would love to play and what you want to do, and try not to listen to what you think people want to play or whoever wants to do, or what you think people might buy or not buy or whatever. And really, really, however cliche it sounds, but try really to listen to your heart, and then go with that. And then find, if you can, great people and surround you with them that can inspire you, and to create this crazy environment. And then together, just keep on doing what you can do to put it out there.
Yeah,
I think that's the best I can say, because that's how I did it. I
yeah,
started from nothing. I mean, I had a huge challenges in the beginning to. I mean, I did 2 demos of Brothers before I did my first game, Brothers, at Starbreeze, and then from there finding more people, creating friends there and putting people together and blah blah blah. Yeah, it was a. I mean, it
How
was.
was that first? I didn't know that you made like two demos
Yeah,
for.
it was very hard because a lot of people in Sweden were like, "Well, you're a filmmaker. What do you know about gaming?" and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It was hard because I was like, "Yeah, but I had this idea," but because you hear a lot, everybody say, "I have an idea." So
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to prove somehow, and I was lucky. Like in a sense, I got this opportunity from a friend that had a school, and he said, "Here, you have a couple of students. You want to do a demo?" And I was really excited. I'm like, "Yeah!" So I did the first brothers demo there. You could control the. It was like a. I still have that demo somewhere. So it's like you control two kids, so you get the concept of how you move them. And from that demo, people in the industry start to be a little more interested because now there was something playable. So I got actually a couple of 100,000 to make another demo. So they made a better demo. And with that better demo, that made it even easier to. And then, then I got the opportunity to finally come into, at that time it was Tarby's. They had a small team. Like then they wanted to experiment with Unreal, and then when I came in, I'm like, let's do Brothers instead. So we were maybe 7-8 people. Yeah.
So, you weren't that many for that game.
Yeah, I think even more at the end. We were like 12 or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And most of them still work with me today at Hazelight.
Yeah, okay. So you started Hazelight with the
Yeah,
same
with
team,
most
right?
of them. Yeah, most of them. Yeah. I mean, not
Okay.
all of them are still there, but most of them, I would say.
That's so cool. How
Yeah.
many years is Hazelight now?
Started 2014, since 8.
8 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's been fast, man. We have done. I say that Hazelight, it's. I mean, Brothers, A Way Out, It Takes Two, 3 games we've done, and the 4th is we're working on now. But it takes time to make it. Every game is 3-4 years. It's like
yeah,
it takes
exactly.
a lot of time.
It's incredible. How's the feeling after you're finished creating a game for you?
It's so like relaxing. You're like, yes, and especially when it feels really nice and everything is polished and put together. So it feels actually, you're like, yes, it feels good. But you also are very excited to start the next one.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
No, like so long with a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's really nice.
After 2 years of the same thing, maybe you start like creative person, go
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
But that's actually the good with movies, because once you finish a movie, you can actually take some time off to get ready for the next one. In games, you can't really, because you're almost like, all right, let's go next. There's no like pause. When you have a company, you can't just take time off. In movies, you could like take a year off and then like, all right, I'm then ready to do the next one.
Yeah. But are you enjoying like driving the company and stuff like that, or are you
But I'm
mostly
not,
creative?
to be honest, I'm just creative. I have other
Okay.
people that take care of the company way better. I'm not like a I have a guy called Oscar and Volantis and Aymar
Yes.
Bergen. They take care of they take care of the company for real, like all the
Yes.
people and all the politics and everything's going on and all the personal rules, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
into
that's so
that at
nice.
all. Yeah, I only do the creative stuff. So, which is good because I put them there instead. They're way better than me to do it.
Yeah, I envy you a little bit in there.
Mm.
I think it's really fun to, drive a company, but it's also it takes a
Yeah.
lot of time and you
So
have
that's
to be
why,
focused on that.
for sure, yeah. That's why I took a
Yeah.
step back, because it's not my thing.
Yeah. And if you're like more into the creative part, then yeah, that administration part kind of
Oh yeah,
kill it a little bit,
yeah, for sure. No, I never do it. I never do that.
Yeah. Gonna follow that step maybe in the future, but now
Yeah, when you become
we're
big.
resting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have
Step
another
by step.
question. What? Sorry.
Step by step.
Yes, step by step. We have another question from Zacharias. Is there something you had to cut from a game that you really wished you could keep in?
No,
No.
that because it never happens that we cut something that we want to keep, because nobody decides for us, you have to take that and that away. It's only us that take that decision. So the stuff we cut away is stuff that doesn't work in the game. So no, the simple question is no.
That's so cool to hear. Like, yeah.
I mean, I
Just
know a
cut
lot
those
of
things that
people-
doesn't work.
yeah, I know a lot of people, because we work with EA, they think like, yeah, EA is this and blah blah blah, but they say nothing. They shouldn't, they couldn't. I mean, if you see them coming into our meeting, they don't even dare to say the word cut, because they know I would be, they know that I would be very upset and say no immediately. So they know me by now. So, and they would never say anything. They're actually very just supportive. So it's actually very good.
They trust your vision, right? Like,
Yeah. They
that way.
trust us, and everything we do. Every time they come to the office, they're like, "You guys are crazy. How did you pull this off?" And because we're quite effective in how we work, and we get out a lot of stuff. A lot of people that come to our studio now, like, "How the fuck did you pull this off?" Like, there's so much going on, you know. So we are. They have a lot of respect, and obviously, I mean, not only are we like a huge successful sale-wise, we just won Game of the Year and all the awards we could win. So I mean, for them, it's like, I remember in the beginning they saw me at the risk at EA, because like, this guy is crazy, you know, because I like I talk a lot and swear a lot, and I say what I want. I don't have any filters, you know, and they saw me as a risk in the company. But now
really?
but now it's the opposite. Now I'm like, you know, now they want me to be everywhere. You know, it's like so it's obviously also it's going very well. So, but
Yes.
it's good, as long as they don't interfere, we're gonna keep working with them.
That's nice to hear. So is Fact the Oscar something that you're gonna be adding to more of the games, like Easter eggs or something?
Yeah, who
Fuck
knows?
the Oscars.
I'm going to the Game Awards now soon in
Okay.
December again. Yeah. To actually give out the Game of the Year prize.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, because we won last time, so you have to, like, you know, you're the one that's gonna. So it's gonna be nice to see. Who knows? I don't know who's gonna win. I mean, I think it's gonna be between God of War and Elden Ring. One of them.
Yeah. Have you played Elden Ring?
Yes, I couldn't do more than 10, 15 hours. It's too much for my nerve.
15 hours is a lot.
Yeah, but it's too much because it was too
Yeah.
hard, you know. I was like, I'm too stressed for this. But God of War, I'm gonna start playing now. But I played all the other nominees as well. It was Stray was nominated, and Plague's Tale.
What do you like about that game, Stray?
Stray? I think it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it was a cool idea with the cat in a sci-fi environment. Other than that, it was quite okay in the gameplay. It was a bit slow for me, and you know, but I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Yeah, it was cute and beautiful, but I wasn't too fan of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Still okay. It's okay gameplay.
It worked, but
Yeah.
you could stretch it a little bit in certain parts. Yeah, I get it.
But I finished it. It was very beautiful.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Josef, I think we're coming to the end of this.
Perfect.
Yes. How are you feeling? How's your throat?
Yeah, not too good. I'm gonna try to lay in bed and get some sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming along, even though you've been a little bit sick.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. It's been nice. It's been kind
Of
cold here, sitting in my couch and just like talking.
You also have like this, right? Like this cozy.
Like right to the,
Filt. I don't know how it is.
I have this also on my foot, like
oh yes, those fluffy ones.
fluffy feet or whatever. Yeah.
That's cozy.
All right.
So one last question: when do we? You've. No, I don't think you're gonna tell anyway. When are you gonna release another game? Tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming now. It's out now. No, we don't really know yet. It's hard to know, but it's coming. It will come in the future. Let's say that.
Yes. Keep doing the games. You have been amazing, and Hazelight.
Say hello to everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much, Josef, for being here.
You.
See you soon. Bye
See you.
bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye, friends. Bye bye.